The Lean Startup by Ries book summary. An introduction. Ries introduces the Lean Startup, a methodology designed to help startups be more efficient and effective by minimizing waste and focusing on continuous innovation. The approach is rooted in lean manufacturing principles and emphasizes rapid experimentation, validated learning, and a build, measure, learn feedback loop. Part 1. Vision. Start. Definition of a startup. A startup is a human institution designed to create a new product or service under conditions of extreme uncertainty. Validated learning. The goal is not just to build a product, but to learn what customers actually want. Validated learning is the process of demonstrating empirically that a team has discovered valuable truths about a startup's present and future prospects. Build, measure, learn feedback loop. The fundamental activity of a startup is to turn ideas into products, measure how customers respond, and then learn whether to pivot or persevere. The cycle starts with building a minimum viable product, MVP. Define. Entrepreneurs are everywhere. Entrepreneurship is not limited to startups. It can occur in any size organization. The key is the creation of new products or services under conditions of extreme uncertainty. Validated learning, learning what customers want and will pay for. This is validated by running experiments that test hypotheses. Innovation, accounting, a new way of measuring progress, setting up milestones, and prioritizing work. It helps entrepreneurs track the progress made in the learning process and shows whether efforts are leading to real innovation. Learn. Leap of faith assumptions, identifying the most critical assumptions that must be true for your business to succeed. These are often about customer needs and product features. Build, measure, learn feedback loop. This iterative loop is used to test hypotheses and make incremental improvements. It starts with building an MVP to test assumptions. Minimum viable product, MVP, the simplest version of a product that allows a team to start the learning process as quickly as possible. An MVP aims to test assumptions with the least amount of effort. Part 2. Steer. Test. Turgray. Split testing, A/B testing, comparing different versions of a product to see which performs better with customers. This helps in making informed decisions based on data. Actionable metrics, VS. Vanity metrics. Actionable metrics can inform decisions and drive action, while vanity metrics look good on paper but don't help in understanding the business. Cohort analysis, analyzing metrics by groups of users to understand the impact of changes over time and ensure progress is being made with each iteration. A pivot or persevere. Pivot, a structured course correction designed to test a new fundamental hypothesis about the product, strategy, and engine of growth. Types of pivots include zoom and pivot, focusing on a single feature of the product. Zoom out pivot, broadening the product to include more features. Customer segment pivot, changing the target customer segment. Customer need pivot, solving a different problem for the same customer. Platform pivot, switching from an application to a platform or vice versa. Business architecture pivot, switching between a high margin, low volume business and a low margin, high volume business. Value capture pivot, changing the way the company captures value. Engine of growth pivot, changing the growth strategy. Channel pivot, changing the sales or distribution channel. Technology pivot, using a different technology to achieve the same outcome. Persevere, if validated learning shows that the startup is on the right track. Continue with the current strategy. Accelerate. Speeding up the build, measure, learn cycle. Faster cycles mean more learning and quicker adjustments. Continuous deployment, releasing code to production as soon as it's ready to get immediate feedback. Batch size, smaller batches improve quality and speed by reducing the time between making changes and getting feedback. Part 3. Accelerate. Adapt. Startup teams, small, cross-functional teams that work independently to speed up the build, measure, learn loop. 5. Why is a problem-solving technique that involves asking why 5 times to understand the root cause of a problem. This helps in identifying underlying issues that need to be addressed. Adaptive processes, developing processes that allow the startup to adapt quickly to new information and changing circumstances. Innovate. Sustainable growth, growth that is driven by repeatable, scalable processes rather than short-term boosts. This can be achieved through 3 primary engines of growth. Sticky engine of growth, focusing on customer retention and reducing churn. Viral engine of growth, leveraging existing customers to acquire new ones through word of mouth or network effects. Paid engine of growth, acquiring customers through advertising and other paid channels. Innovation accounting, using metrics and milestones to track progress and make informed decisions. This involves defining the right metrics to measure success and using them to drive the startup forward. Conclusion. Key principles and takeaways. Entrepreneurial management startups need a different type of management that focuses on rapid iteration and learning. Validated learning progress is measured by learning what customers really want through scientific experimentation. Build, measure, learn the core process for iterating quickly and effectively. Start with an MVP, measure its impact, and learn from the results to make informed decisions. Minimum viable product MVP, the simplest version of a product that can be built to start the learning process. Pivot or persevere, regularly assess whether to pivot, change direction, or persevere, stick with the current strategy based on validated learning. Innovation accounting, new ways of measuring progress and prioritizing work to ensure that efforts lead to real innovation. Engines of growth, understanding and leveraging different engines of growth to drive sustainable success. Lean thinking, applying lean principles to eliminate waste, increase efficiency, and create more value for customers.